Come on, dig into that song, Chris. Come on. Show the fuckers that you want shit. I know. Show these fuckers that you get it.
There we go. There we go. There we go. Make them combinations fast. Come on. Trust in your speed, son.
He got that killer instinct. You know what it takes to get it done.
4 minutes.
That's why it's easy training with him, because he trains so hard.
Training in my camp, I love combat. I love testing myself.
What's the work, Chris?
Did some cardio earlier.
No, Wednesday we got 12 rounds, right? 12 3-minute rounds.
This is not just a rematch, this is a fight built on 2 generations of rivalry. Chris Eubank Jr. is training like a man who refuses to lose, and Conor Benn is coming with nothing but power, pride, and pressure. What happened behind the cameras will shock you, and today, we're breaking down the full story you were never told. Stay with me, this one gets crazy. Inside Chris Eubank Jr.'s training camp, the energy is intense. Every day he sharpens his skills under the close eye of his father, the legendary Chris Eubank Sr. With the long-awaited rematch against Conor Benn coming soon, father and son are mixing old-school discipline with modern training. Eubank Sr.'s focus on mental strength and discipline is shaping his son's mindset, turning this camp into a story of legacy, pressure, and redemption.
This is my first full camp in Dubai. I've actually, I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus and hone your skills in the fight world.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Work the roll. Work the roll.
As the rematch gets closer, the camp atmosphere becomes even more charged. Their first fight at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium in April 2025 ended with Chris Eubank Jr. winning by unanimous decision after a tough 12-round battle. Fans know the second fight will be even bigger.
To get into this fight and find his range, but find his range he did. They just exchanged the rounds one by one. Eventually, Conor Benn looked like he was slowing down, but he found a second wind and managed to take it back to Chris Eubank Jr., particularly just with really aggressive punches. Chris Eubank Jr. working the body, Conor Benn trying to find that knockout punch. It was chaotic, a barrage from both fighters in those final few rounds, and so hard to call. On the fan scorecards, it was level, 114 to 114, and no one could separate these two. But you heard it there. Chris Eubank Jr. wins, and not only does that on unanimous decision, but does it to inflict Conor Benn's first ever.
CompuBox stats showed Eubank Jr. landed 367 of 912 punches, while Conor Benn landed 215 of 593. Even though Eubank Jr. was the older fighter with more physical wear, he still came out on top. But the first fight had issues. The weight cut nearly drained him. He missed weight by 0.05 pounds, paid a fine, and was taken to the hospital after the fight. Now, going into the rematch, he's the favorite and plans to finish Benn in a more dominant way. His father supports him, but also warns that the conditions of the first fight should not repeat.
Drained, they put a rehydration clause in. They fined him some £500,000 for coming in, 2 ounces over the weight. It was reported to me by Lawrence Lustig, who is a very famous photographer. Junior wasn't even sweating at the end of the fight. Dehydration. These rules are in place to save my son, to save the lives of fighters. Unfortunately, the reporters, the journalists are not doing their job. They're not holding them to account. Gareth Davis, do your job. Simon Jordan, you speak on boxing, do your job. You are not credible if you let these things happen. What you are is a jester. As I said after the fight, Conor Benn is an extraordinary fighter. Fighting at 156 or fighting a fighter at 160, He doesn't get back down to 147. And if he does, he's not the fighter he could have been. They are dangerous, they are reckless. If the Boxing Board of Control don't do what they're supposed to do, which is to block fights from happening which do not abide by the weights and the rules, you are baboons. I'm not a baboon, and I know this life. I've gone up to cruiserweight, fighting Carl Thompson. Watch that fight. Both of them, where you're watching one man who is almost twice the size of me. So it seems, I say this sparingly, seemingly killing me. And it looks like a fight because the smaller guy, me, has heart. And nothing is gonna stop me. No threat. Nothing's gonna stop me. I'm going to put a picture up of my eye. It looked like my eye was pregnant and giving birth. That's these promoters pulling me into a fight that I need for the money. So I say, no, I'll do it. But the Boxing Board of Control is not supposed to allow that to happen. So now when I speak on it for my own son, people say, oh, well, you know, he's overreacting. I'm not overreacting.
Inside camp, Eubank Jr.'s focus is sharper than ever. He's studying every mistake from the first fight. He admits his victory came from experience and mental toughness, and now he wants to turn that into a cleaner, stronger, and more decisive win.
About what that session involved and the benefits for him.
We call that the Xbox, 6 different stations. You got 3 coaches, you got 3 different obstacles to push you as far as your power shots, your speed, your slipping, your rhythm, your sprints, your endurance on throwing your power shots and stepping over. So we usually do that once a week to push the fighter, and then every week we go up.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Keep pushing. Push. More. There you go. Almost there. Come on, let's go. Come on, kid. Here we go. Keep it up. Come on. Go. Come on, keep it up.
Training in Dubai, Eubank Jr. is far from distractions. His days are filled with long sparring rounds and heavy conditioning. His sparring partners revealed that he often trains with 4-minute rounds and only 30-second breaks, pushing his body and mind to stay strong under pressure. His father will be ringside on fight night, but this camp is fully in Junior's hands.
First full camp in Dubai. I've actually, I've wanted to train out here more consistently for a long time. It's the perfect environment. The gyms are amazing, the nutrition, the food, the sun. As long as you don't get distracted with all the distractions of Dubai, I think it's an amazing place to kind of focus.
Eubank Jr. has reunited with top trainer Brian "Bomac" McIntyre, the same coach who helped Terence Crawford become undisputed. This shows that Eubank doesn't want to simply repeat his previous win, he wants to dominate. McIntyre said confidently, he already has Benn's number. The coach praised Eubank's work ethic and focus, saying this is the most committed training camp he's ever seen from him.
Just keep grinding, to the next fight.
Did you get to make it back over for the victory parade?
Yes,
or
definitely we had to come back for the parade. That was beautiful what the city did for Bud.
How was that? Yeah, because we've even seen other fights before where there's been a great turnout, but this looked like a whole new level. And so right, it should have been.
I can imagine it was probably close to 1 million people there, I would think. Man, it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
Crawford's obviously enjoying some well-deserved time off, but has he spoken to you any more about what kind of next steps would be for him, what he wants?
No, not yet. We talked a little bit yesterday, but we didn't discuss anything about boxing. So we're just making sure, I was checking with him, making sure the gym was going good, the kids was getting a good workout, and we're putting on another show for our up-and-coming fighters. So, he's working on that, and while I'm working with Chris.
Working with Chris, exactly. You are back working with Chris Eubank Jr. You're with him for the rematch against Liam Smith. How did it come about, you coming back into camp with him for this one?
Well, while we was finishing up with Crawford, Chris's guys, they hit me up maybe a month out and asked me would I be, interested. I told them, of course, right away, because, I felt like that me and Chris got a good repertoire together and got a good relationship, and we come out with good results.
Their rematch carries history from the rivalry of their fathers in the 1990s. Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn are icons in British boxing. Their first fight in 1990 was a brutal war that ended with Eubank Sr. stopping Benn in round 9. The new generation fight between Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn has been compared to Manny Pacquiao vs. Oscar de la Hoya in 2008, a smaller fighter moving up to face a bigger champion. Just like Pacquiao shocked the world, Conor Benn showed heart and power even with the size difference.
You putting the bag on Conor Benn, and here's why. I believe we've seen this type of fight before. The similarities are unreal. 2008. A 29-year-old Manny Pacquiao faced a 35-year-old Oscar de la Hoya. Oscar de la Hoya was the favorite in that fight against Manny Pacquiao because not only was Oscar de la Hoya an experienced and fantastic fighter, he was just naturally the bigger man, and they thought Manny Pacquiao was insane. Chris Eubank Jr., as the bigger man and skilled fighter, people are seeing him as the favorite. And me too, I am predicting a Chris Eubank Jr. win. But where I'm going to put my money is going to be on Conor Benn because of the history, the similarities of what we saw in 2008 with Manny Pacquiao and Oscar de la Hoya. No, Conor Benn is no Manny Pacquiao, but don't get it confused. Chris Eubank Jr. is definitely.
Boxer Fraser Clark praised the first fight, saying the right man won and that both fighters showed heart and commitment. The boxing world respected how much they gave inside the ring. In a powerful moment, Eubank Sr., who earlier questioned the fight, surprised everyone by arriving at the stadium during the undercard. The crowd of 65,000 went wild as he entered. Nigel Benn, father of Conor Benn, welcomed his presence, showing respect between both legendary families.
Banks here as well, sir. You turned up to support your son. What a night.
Well, you know, I was always going to be here for my son, irrespective of what you thought. I mean, it's a show. So suspense is part of the game. Now, the performance, championship rounds, standing toe-to-toe, the credit I'm going to give to Conor. I told you he was a superior fighter, but he shouldn't be fighting at 160 or 156. He's a 147 fighter. What couldn't he do around the world? He's been destroyed by the people who are handling him, and they have to be brought to account. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job.
It's great to see you. Thank you.
70% of what he was. He's far too big for Benn. If he is really gone and shot, then yeah, he has a very good chance because, you know, he's the guy that can eat comfortably. You know, he doesn't have to pull himself down to make weight. You know, I look at it the same as I look at the, you know, obviously Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia fight. You know, a lot of people just don't understand. You know, one guy planned not to make weight and one guy was actually working hard to make the weight. It's not a fair fight. And that's without even talking about, you know, the accusations about with the PEDs.
Oh, mate, that'd be legendary. You know, that'd be legendary. I'd love that.
We know that your dad has had two very, very famous fights in the 90s with Chris Sr. You're, what, 3 or 4 weight divisions away from Chris Eubank Jr. at the moment, but you are 19 and you will continue to grow and you will continue to put weight on. What chance of you fighting Chris Eubank Jr. at some point in the future?
Oh, mate, that'd be legendary. You know, that'd be legendary. I'd love that. I'd love that. You could, you know, but there's so many obstacles I got to get first before we can even consider that.
Yeah.
So far, it's just a fantasy for the British public.
Yep.
Okay. Time to jump in the sword. Now the fun begins.
Or 8 pounds?
You better watch out, dreadlocks. You better watch out, because we are come for you.
Oh, sorry. My mother's tongue again. It comes true. You'd better watch out, because we're not playing. We're real, and we are a terror. And